Hey yo guys, how the fuck are you? I trusted you guys are epic. It's your brother, Paul, aka Peter Pan, aka the handsome sex god. And I trust that you guys are amazing. So here we are again today in the proverbial hall, the storage space area thing, whatever. And what I wanted to talk about today is self-image, the power of your self-image. Like, it's super fucking powerful, and we'll get into that in a second. And I'm gonna give you guys three. I love the way I just like lifted my hands like that. It's funny. I'm gonna give you guys 3 ways to build up your self-image in any direction that you want. It's kind of like a garden, okay? It's like a garden. If you want like beans or you want fucking watermelon, a lot of you guys are already aware, some of you might not be, that watermelon is actually my favorite vegetable. First things first, right? Why is self-image really a matter of importance, okay? Why does it actually matter? Okay, so I'm not going to try to be perfect with this video. I'm just going to dive in and then see what comes out, some amazing gold, and just bless you guys with it. I'm going to share a story, maybe a couple short stories, to show you guys what, and not just speak and like tell you like why self-image is useful and stuff like that, but actually show you some actual examples and real life stories of how self-image has affected myself and other people. Okay, probably you too. Actually, definitely you too. Okay, have you ever met someone who, when they're like, when you talk to them about fitness, let's say, right? Let's say you want to get into fitness and it's look at those fucking shoulders, bro. Look at the fucking biceps. So, oh wait, whoa, hold up. Okay. And when you talk to them, they're like, oh, you know, you meet someone in the grocery store. I remember I met someone, I was like walking through the aisles at the grocery store and just speaking with people, socializing, this person, that person, as I'm doing my thing. And then there's one dude that was there. I spoke to him and I was like, I don't know, we started talking or whatnot. And then I was like, yo, no, dude, you have potential. Like, you should fucking totally go for it. And he's like, yeah, he used to, but then he stopped or whatever the fuck or some shit like that. I'm like, yeah, why? Why not? Like, you can really do it. And basically, he just wasn't feeling it. He just wasn't like in the vibe to work out. Like, he wanted to, but he was using the gyms as an excuse. Like, oh, he's not, like the gym was closed or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, dude, like, basically, I can't even really remember how that story goes. kind of paraphrasing. But essentially, I told him, like, yo, dude, if you really want it, like, don't make excuses. Like, if you really want it, you'll find a way. Look, I got like a halo. Like, whatever we actually give a fuck about, we'll find a way to do it, okay? Now, that person's self-image is not in tune to a person like that, for example, right? If you find yourself like you want to like get into fitness and you want to be consistent and you want to keep on exercising and you want to do that shit, but you're not able to and it's hard for you, you're like, you feel like you're pushing through and you gotta stay consistent. It's not easy. The issue isn't that you're lazy. Well, lazy, I guess, would just mean that you're not. I don't believe that there's such a thing as a lazy person. I just think that quote-unquote lazy person is just someone who doesn't see the worth or the value in going through that journey to get to that end result. They just don't see the value, and that's just rational, you know? But a person who's motivated, they see the value of the goal. For them, it's worth it, so then they push through quite easily. However, if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have the motivation to get there, to push through or to go there, or to like slide through easily, it's your self-image. It's your self-image that is it's tuned to a certain way, or it's like your self-image is crafted in a certain way. I'm just using words to try and describe something that doesn't allow you to go in that venture or to go down that avenue. So if you change your self-image, and I'll talk about how to do that now, and I'll give you a story of how I changed my self-image numerous times and how other people have done it too. Now, if you change your self-image, you will go through there either you'll be motivated to push through and you're like, oh, okay, I can do this. And you're like, oh, and you push through. But if you like get really good at your self-image, like you get to that high next fucking level, what will happen is you'll find yourself just gliding through. You're like, this is fucking easy. This is second nature, dude. This is grade 2 level shit. Like, this is easy as fuck. And you just go through, okay? For me, that's where I am with exercise, okay? Generally, when I train, it's like, oh, this is fucking easy. Like, you know how it was when I started? I was like, oh, gotta push through, you know? But my self-image wasn't developed so much at that point. But as I developed my self-image, I didn't even know that I was upgrading my self-image as I did the things that I'm about to explain to you, bros. But I was developing it. And as I did, it became easier and easier. And it was like, it became a lifestyle for me, this working out and shit. And it became fun. And if I didn't exercise that day, I was like, oh man, fuck, I really wanted to exercise today. Fuck. Okay? Like, but after exercise, I'm like, yes. Thank you. And I enjoy it while I'm doing it, right? At one point, guys, I remember I got to a point where I was training here, like maybe a couple of years ago, where I got so much I enjoyed it so much, my self-image had become so adapted that I loved the burn. I remember enjoying the burn. Like, I would do it and I got to this point where I had to stop myself, right? And sometimes I get to that point every now and again here, and I get to that point where I'm like, okay, Paul, like your body needs to rest now, like you need to chill, slow down on the fucking exercising, dude. Like, this is such a bragging. But it's true, okay? And many people, I'm not the only person who's experienced this, many people have in many different fields where they get so motivated, so energized, it's so easy, they have to slow down, okay? So that's the good news for you. That's the good news, okay? Isn't that amazing fucking news, okay? So the first self-image thing, and I think the easiest tip or thing that you can do to upgrade your self-image in any direction that you want to, whether it be fitness, business, seduction, okay? And for me at the moment, I can mostly speak on fitness and seduction, okay? I'm gonna stick more towards what I know, okay? And a bunch of other stuff like making music, like, okay, like rap, right? Or whatever, making music or sports or whatever the fuck, or socializing or confidence. And I'm particularly affluent or adept in some of those areas, a bunch of those areas. Here's what you can do. The first step is osmosis, okay? There's 3. Osmosis, the other one is affirmations, preferably done in state akin to sleep, and we'll get into that. The third one is stories, okay? And I'll tell you how to use stories to change your self-image and your worldview. The subconscious seems to love stories, dude. Like, you remember stories way easier than facts and data. So anyway, what is osmosis, Paul? Osmosis, guys, is it's environmental exposure. When you are around people, they rub off onto you. You become more like them. Their self-image influences your self-image. So a lot of the stuff happens beneath the surface. So you may not even be recognizing it, but it starts to happen to you and you start to like change. And then throughout the day, eventually, like maybe 7 days go by and you notice, wow, I'm actually starting to speak a little bit like this person that I watch a lot of. Like, maybe you watch a lot of my videos. Or I'm starting to laugh a bit like this person. Or I'm starting to do things that this person does. I now use, okay, let me give you a story, right? A quick story, right? I remember a cousin of mine started to visit us over here. He started to sleep over at our house, right? And he used earphones, right? And I never used to use, like, I'm going to give a better story than this as well, but this is just a small example to show you how it works, even in small things, okay? I never used to use earphones, bro. Like, I used to, like, just watch videos, do things without earphones, listen to music without earphones. And I saw him come through the door. He would be listening with earphones on. He'd be on his phone, like, doing like this. And like, I would see him often, right? And we'd be around each other. And then eventually, like, something clicked in my mind. Like, a light bulb went off. And I was just chilling. And I was like, huh. That's actually a good idea. Like, if I want to listen to music that other people don't want to listen to and I'm in public around them, maybe I should just use earphones. That's fucking genius. I'm going to start using earphones. And then, what do you see on that chair right there? A pair of fucking earphones, okay? I use earphones now, okay? I'm not blaming my earphone usage on them. Pardon me, I farted. Hope you can hear it loud and clear. So, That's just a small example, tiny example. And if I wasn't aware of the power of osmosis, like millions of those things happen. Maybe not millions, I don't know. Maybe hundreds of those things happen, okay? Lots of them. And if you're not aware of osmosis, you might not even notice that you're changing based on the people that you spend time with, okay? That's just one small example, okay? Now, how I used osmosis to upgrade my self-image into the direction of, I'm gonna use the example of fitness. Like, and more so, like, my body's fucking amazing and all, but more what I want to point towards is the fact that fitness became an easy, fun thing for me. Like, easy, number one, and fun, okay? Literally, like, even, like, I'm gonna keep on gymming. I'm gonna keep on fucking gymming all the time. I fucking love it, and it gives me what I want. So how did I do it? Environmental exposure. There was a guy, his name is Brandon Carter, right? And I would watch his videos. And he would talk about his views on exercising and stuff like that. And he would be gymming. And I'd keep on watching him. And first of all, I was entertained by him, right? I was getting these positive emotions from him. And I looked up to him, right? So me watching his videos, being entertained, he began to rub off onto me. I started to do things that he was doing. Like when he would talk, sometimes he would rub his hands, a little bit like AMS, but not like that. So he would like do this. He would have like a thing here that he would wear, like a wristband or whatever the fuck. And this is in Brandon Carter's older videos, right? And I started doing those things. And I started gymming consistently, okay? Working out. Look at that fucking lighting. So, me watching his videos. Fuck yes, bro. Fuck yes. Look at the tricep. So, I would watch his videos, then I would gym. And by watching his videos and everything, he started to rub off onto me. And so when I was upstairs over there in my room, the room that I used to stay in, I would be exposed to lots of guys with amazing physiques, and I would hear them talking, and I would like, that was majority of the mental, like the visual consumption, the mental diet that was going through my mind and stuff like that. I was just like seeing buff guys, and I was seeing guys talk about fitness and everything, and mostly Brandon Carter. And what happened was, I was brought more into the world, like their frame, their view of the world rubbed off onto me. And I started to see exercise as easier. Subconsciously, it just became easier for me and more of a natural second nature thing for me because of constantly being exposed to that. Previously, what I was exposed to was people talking about how hard it is to train and how, and you got to do this and you got to do that. And then I had that frame of, it's hard and whatnot. But then as I began to be around these guys, I was like, it's easy. For them, it was easy. And they're just talking about that, right? And they would just do it. Then I began to see, it is actually easy. I'm doing this regularly. Even though, like, I evolved from this point of like pushing, where there was this push, to like, no, now it's fun. Now I fucking enjoy it. Okay, and I kind of had to construct that self-image for myself as well, like, because Brandon actually says that he didn't like it so much, like training and shit like that. But I changed it myself to like, I fucking love training. I fucking love this shit. I love this. I fucking love this. And fortunately enough, I had my brother with me, so we would train and we'd talk about how much we enjoy it and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And I began to do that, and now I literally fucking enjoy it. So yeah, that's one thing you can do, osmosis. If you're watching fitness videos all day and you like, look here, I challenge you, right? I fucking challenge you, right? If you're watching fitness videos all day, like 100%, like all the time, like you don't watch a single Oprah Winfrey video. Like Oprah's actually got some good stuff. Like I actually underestimated her. Like she's awesome. However, you don't watch a single Oprah video. You don't watch a single PewDiePie video. He's also awesome. You don't watch a single any other video, gaming video, music video. You don't watch anything else. You just watch guys talk about fitness and health. Okay, guys talk about muscle mass. It's an extreme challenge just to show you what this can do, right? Just to show you the power of it. So if you're only watching those videos and you intentionally, you set to yourself that you're not going to exercise, right? You just tell yourself, you know what, I'm not going to exercise, not going to eat healthy, not going to do this, not going to do that. Like you're not going to gain muscle. Like you tell yourself that, right? But you watch these videos, right? One thing you have to do is you have to keep watching these videos. You watch them for like a fucking a month, right? Or like a couple, like watch them for like 3 months or something like that, or even for a month, you're gonna start noticing that that stuff is gonna start overpowering what your previous intentions of you. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna eat McDonald's. Like you decide, I'm gonna eat McDonald's. I'm gonna eat fucking gross, like unhealthy. Like McDonald's is actually nice. Like South African McDonald's is nice. But if you say you're gonna not eat healthy and you're watching these dudes eat healthy and talk about healthy eating and talk about making muscle, you know what? At the end of those 3 months, if you're just doing that and you swear to God you're only doing that shit, here's what will happen, right? You may even end up becoming a fitness coach yourself. Like you didn't intend to start training people, you may even start training people, right? You didn't intend to start gymming, you may start gymming, okay? You may change your mind and start like, you know what, I'm gonna just start gymming now. Or you may even find yourself inadvertently gymming, okay? It's fucking, how does this stuff work? It's fucking amazing, dude. I'm like, I don't know, it's amazing, okay? So like me watching these fitness coaches all the time, right? I had no intention of training people. I started training people like, I think it was 4 days a week or every other day a week, like some shit like that. And I remember we were training this hall. Before it was full of stuff like this, it was empty. And I remember there was a pastor who would come over and I would train him. At some point there was another lady who was also into fitness, and her and I would train, and I got into fitness things with her. I went with some other dudes. I met people at the gym. Like, dude, like my lifestyle fucking flipped around, and my lifestyle became orbiting around fitness and health, dude. And it became to the point, as I kept going, I started to see opportunity in everything. Like, you get to the higher levels of self-image, dude. My self-image is like, now I'm muscular, right? And you get to those higher levels of self-image. Like what happened there with me, I got to this point where, like previously I didn't see opportunity to exercise and things, right? But now I could see opportunity in almost everything to exercise. Like every moment was an opportunity. Like I remember we were staying at the back there, and I would go to the bathroom. I remember I went to the bathroom and I started washing my hands in the sink. And I was washing my hands, you know, the water running over the hands. And what I started doing was I had the soap, and I started going fast. I was like, and I'm like, yo, I was going as fast as I could, and I was like, yo, I can get like some cardio, but like, it's like sprinting, right? Because like you're going full force. Like obviously it's different, but it's something, okay? And I'm like, yo, I can add this to my day. Like every time I wash my hands, I fucking go for it. And something small like that, I fucking went in. You see, my self-image allowed me to see an opportunity in that. And there were lots of other stuff as well. So for example, right, as I was walking to town, I was like, yo, I can do these, like raise my calves, like lift my legs, like calf raises, like while I'm walking, right? I could, while I'm dude, I remember I was sitting in class, right? I was at this discipleship school or whatever, right? We had these chairs. During class, you know what I would do? Dude, I would do an L sit. I would like have my hands on the chair like this, and I'd be sitting, right? And then I'd lift my legs up to make an L shape. So I'm like training my abs and whatnot, and I guess my triceps too. And so my legs would be in the air, and I'd be training my abs while the teacher's busy explaining shit. I'd be like, Hawk. And then I would rest. Then throughout the class, I'd do it again and again. Like every time I was gymming, I could like gym throughout the day, right? There was always time, there was always some opportunity. Like someone like, yo, hey, can you help us push our car? Yes, I want to do it. I want to push your car. Like, fucking, it was hilarious. That actually happened. But not necessarily in that exact time period, but like things like that. And I remember like at this road, like later on in the future, like future from there, relatively speaking. So there was a bunch of other stuff like breathing slowly through the nose. I'm not going to go through the whole myriad of list things that I did. Just to give you an example, right? Osmosis. As you stay and the thing is, you stay consistent with this, your subconscious mind will start giving you ways. Like you already have access to the ways. There's like an infinite amount of ways for you to achieve success in whatever endeavor you choose to pursue. But your self-image is what's allowing you to see the opportunities of success around you. Or to show you that there's no opportunities of success. Oh my God, there's no success. That's self-image, right? Or if you see, oh my God, there's an opportunity. There's a fucking opportunity. Whoa, bro, right? In whatever area, whatever fucking area, okay? As we go along, I'll give some examples of how my seduction, like seducer self-image changed, my like being confident self-image changed. And even, yeah, okay? I'll give you guys some examples of that as well. The other one, the second thing that you can do, right, is the first one was osmosis, right? Environmental exposure, being around those people, like whatever, and making that most of your stuff. That's gonna upgrade your self-image. You see, but you need to be aware of who you're doing it, because basically here's the litmus test of how to decide if you should be watching someone, right? Ask yourself, do I want to be like them? Do I want to like, one question I ask myself is, does this person look fucking happy? Like, I ask myself, yo, is this person like a positive person? Do I want to feel like them? Do I want to feel like this person feels? And so someone can be good at a skill that I'm maybe interested in particularly, but if his demeanor is fucking bullshit, or like, not bullshit, but like, if his demeanor or his vibe is like, oh, you should do the world, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that, because I don't want that shit to rub off onto me. No fucking way, okay? I care about my vibe, I care about my energy. So someone can be great at some shit, but like, maybe I'll take a few tips there, but I'm very careful. I'm like, okay? Someone else can be good. Like, I'll look for someone else who's great, and they have a good energy, and they're funny, they have good vibes. I'm like, yes, I like this. And then I consciously choose that. So yeah, that's one thing you need to remember for environmental exposure. The vibe as well, right? It's not just the skill and the knowledge that rubs off onto you, it's the energy also. Like, a whole bunch of stuff rubs off onto you. So you need to be aware of what you're getting yourself into. Loving my arms. God, I fucking love myself. The second one is affirmations and subconscious mind audios, and doing it to the state akin to sleep. People talk about affirmations, guys, and people have different views on like what affirmations do, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to talk from personal experience and the experience that I've noticed in others. Everything, okay, is essentially some form of an affirmation, okay? We're just gonna like simplify the stuff. You see, with this whole self-image thing, I'm not even gonna really get into the metaphysical and the esoterical, if that's how you say the word actually. I'm not gonna go deep into like the spiritual side of things. I'm gonna keep it more based on the materialistic side, but like the side that that, like, just to keep it simple, okay? Just to keep it simple, just for now, okay? Pardon me. Maybe I'll pepper a little bit of that stuff in. Okay, I farted. I hope you could really hear that. So, I had lentils yesterday. Okay, I had lentils. So, wow, it was potent. So, like affirmations, like if you want to talk law of attraction, right? When different people have different views, and I can tell you why I found the metaphysical stuff to actually work and shit. But different people have different views, and blah, 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 blah. So, firstly, there's words, right? But the power of the words lays more so in your emotions, okay? So the power is basically within you, but when you respond or react to a certain word or to something with a certain kind of emotion, right? If you can just be calm, like regardless of the words going through your head, like if you're thinking some stuff that's maybe not so positive, just relax, be chilled, get into your body, get present to the moment, just be relaxed and shit. What the fuck am I talking about right now? So I've got other videos on that already, okay? I've got other videos. I think one of the videos is called How to Always Be Safe or some shit like that. Like, how to, yeah, just YouTube search that, okay? I'm not gonna go into that again, like deep into that again. So anyways, let's just talk about this on the physical levels. Physical, tangible, not that metaphysical isn't tangible. So here we go. with my seduction stuff, right? I remember I would listen, and this is with the audios and blah blah. I'd be listening to courses and videos by Jason Capital, right, and audios and shit, and he'd be talking about seduction and stuff. And now, similar to the osmosis, how they would rub off, now there's like affirmations as well. So when he's telling you his worldview and he's telling you how the world works, when someone's telling you how the world works, that is essentially like an affirmation. It's a similar form of an affirmation. Just because something, the time is different and you're not calling it an affirmation, like officially, like, oh, I called this an affirmation because I spent 90 seconds in the mirror. No, not really. Like, sure, you can call it that, but it's also working even when you're listening to shit, okay? So stuff. So I was there in the scullery, the kitchen area, and I was listening to him talk about like the mindset of like power switch and like how to frame yourself and things like that, and how you are awesome and things like that, and how girls fucking love you. And I was listening to that. Okay, I was fucking listening to that. And what happened was, the next thing I knew, I think it was maybe like 2 weeks of me listening, just constantly listening to his dating stuff. What happened was I just found a way that reality started to seep into my reality more. Like, obviously I've listened to his stuff in the past more, but this was more recent, right? And what happened was my mind, subconscious, just led me towards these apps, right? These Facebook apps. So one was called Scout, one's called the Monkey app, another one was called Meet Me app. Apparently they're related, like the two are related. And I just started chatting with people, and I found it as perfect practice for me to practice my game and practice my status, practice my projection, my vocal tonality, my eye contact, my content of the stuff that just comes out of my mouth, okay? And I'll be charming all these girls just effortlessly. I'll be fucking charming them. Like in the beginning when I used the Monkey app, I remember I was like, my laugh was just getting girls wet as fuck. And I did it with dudes as well, just like making friends. I was like, okay, when a guy shows up, I'm gonna socialize and be attractive to, let's say there were girls watching. Like, if there were potential girls watching, I'd be like, for the next time if I'm in public with dudes and there's girls around, they're gonna see, oh my god, this guy's so fucking attractive. He's talking with these guys and he's socializing in such a high status way and they love him. He's the leader of the crew. He's fucking awesome. Oh my god, who is this dude? And I was like, yes, okay, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna have fun. And these guys are gonna fucking love me. And I'm gonna be fucking awesome, okay? So that's it in a nutshell. So I would talk with, like when dudes came up, it was a lot of dudes in the beginning. And this is the story basically to show you how powerful this thing is, right? How it's gonna go into your world. And dudes would come up, right? And what were most dudes doing, right? Who didn't have the self-image, of like the seducer, right? This fucking, like my one buddy from Costaville, I think. It's called Israel. He calls it the player mindset of a player. But I don't play any girls. I'm fucking blunt I'm honest with you, and I'll tell you what my life is about. I'm very much about debauchery, okay? And so this mindset of a high status, attractive dude, right? Other guys who didn't have the self-image, what are they doing, right? And I'll tell you what I was doing just now. But they would like go through the app and scroll through random people. So they FaceTime when it's a guy, they're like, bad, they don't have good vibes, and they're like, oh, they're skipping until they find a girl, and when they find a girl, what vibes are they bringing? Are they warmed up? Probably not. Do they have the abundance mindset of like, oh, there's so many girls, there's so many guys, there's so much opportunity everywhere? Probably not, right? Because their self-image isn't tuned for that. So when they go in and they find a girl, the girl's like, she feels the vibes, okay? And it's not the best place, okay? But like now, me with my self-image fucking tuned up, muscled up and everything. How do I go in, right? Every single interaction with every person on there was an opportunity for me. And my mind just showed me, here's wealth, here's success, here's diamonds. So there's a book actually apparently called Acres of Diamonds by someone. And basically the theme is that you are wherever you are now, like you sitting, watching this video or standing, you are standing, like literally, but also metaphorically, mostly metaphorically actually, you're standing on your own acres of diamonds, okay? Right now, you're standing on your own acres of diamonds, okay? And when you tune your self-image, you begin to see that the ground beneath you is fucking flooded with diamonds. Not that diamonds are really super wealthy. Let's just say gold, okay? Not that diamonds are super valuable and rare. Let's just say gold, okay? Oh my god, it's decorated with lots of gold all around you. You've got your acres of gold or money, whatever. So when I spoke with these dudes, I would talk, or they would talk, right, and I would like laugh, and I just use my laugh, and I was like, they were talking, and I'd just be like, hey guys, and I'd be projecting this good energy. I communicated with energy more than words at that point, right, and I was like, yeah, blah, blah, and I was like, ha, my smiley thing, something like that, and I would like look up, and I'd laugh, and I'd be able to like, I'm gonna laugh now, and I fucking laugh, and I fucking, and I project that energy, I make myself laugh. And they'd feel it, and they'd start laughing too. They're like, dude, this guy's fucking hilarious. His laugh is charming. And they would become buddies with me. They'd be curious, like, dude, tell us about yourself, blah, 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 blah. And I'll start talking. And now, then when a girl came on, I was already fucking charged. Dude, I'm fucking amped up, dude. I'm fucking motivated. I'm feeling amazing, basically, okay? And the girl comes on, and I'm like, let my laugh loose. And she's like, whoa, who the fuck is this guy? And like, the girl's like, fucking loving it, and I'm talking with them, whatever. And as I'm doing it, I'm writing down stuff, and I'm writing down things that I'm learning. I'm like, okay, I read about this move, fucking you qualify, okay, cold read, and I practiced and I wrote down what I would do better next time around. Each thing was a learning opportunity. And then eventually I went to the store and I spoke with people as if I was in a FaceTiming app, and I spoke with that same confidence, that same level of fucking me having this great fucking impression and everything, and just being this awesome person. Really, it's not so much about the impression, it's more about being, and because you can change the impression through who you're being, but impression helps too. I started speaking with this chick, and this chick's like fucking loving me and stuff like that. She's like curious and everything, and I'm qualifying her, I'm screening her. She's like, oh wow, this guy's screening, like subconsciously, obviously. And I spoke with a dude as well, and it's amazing, right? So that's just an example, okay? I saw the point of that story is there was gold in everything because I tuned my self-image through listening to someone talk about how much girls love me and the world is fucking an awesome place. And that became the world around me. That's one way of affirmations. There are different kinds. So there's another one which is more direct, which is basically maybe someone you record an audio and you'll be talking like, I am wealthy. You say that to yourself, I am rich. So I remember I started doing these verbal affirmations for myself, right? And I started just saying them. And one thing, okay, let me use a different story. Okay, guys, so the other affirmation thing, there was this audio where I was listening to it. Some of you guys may have heard the story. A lot of you guys probably have not. I was listening to this audio. I was in the kitchen, and it was saying something about like, I'm the prince of wealth, I'm wealthy, like stuff like that, like just constantly looping. And I was listening to it, and I was like repeating this stuff and everything. I was being relaxed and whatnot. This works even better, by the way. The more consistent, you want to think of it like exercising, like a muscle, like your self-image is like a muscle kind of. And so you do it consistently, just like exercising, right? You're not just going to listen to it once, like for 10 minutes, like, hey, where's my $1 million? Like, okay. You listen to it like for a month or some shit, like regularly, like, dude, I've got an affirmation thing that I would listen to like sometimes for 5 hours a day, or even longer, like 8 hours. Like, obviously you want to pick the volume a little bit lower so that you can preserve your ears. Like, work yourself into it. Like, don't go 8 hours all at once. Like, let your ears get used to it so that you like protect your ears and whatnot. Like maybe 1 hour the first day, next day like 1 hour 30 minutes, next day to like what you progressively used to, okay, to preserve your ears and make sure it's healthy. You'll feel it, okay? There's a feeling to it. So make sure your ears feel goodish, okay? So I said so a couple times now, huh? I was listening to this audio, and it works even better when you're like relaxing and you close your eyes, like the state akin to sleep, as Neville Goddard termed it, where you're like laying in your bed, or like I would lay on this mattress I just did this morning, and let me see what the time is. Hey, what's the time, bruh? So I'd be laying on this mattress and I would keep my eyes closed, and like after meditating, so I prefer to meditate first and then do this thing. That way you're more relaxed and everything, and your subconscious can be influenced better. And you associating more relaxation with the words and whatnot. So I'm relaxed here, laying there, 30 minutes, keep my eyes closed, and I'd listen to the audio. 30 minutes, and I'd just like be relaxed, and I'd feel my body, everything, get more relaxed. And that seemed to work. Like, I gotten more effective results doing that. But what helped a lot as well was when I was just listening to it throughout the day. I'd combine the two. So I was listening to this wealth thing, and I think the second day or the third day, like I walked up to my dad and I was like, yo, Dad, what's something we can do to like make more money? Like, what's something we can do? And mind you, I would not have looked for any money opportunities had I not been like listening to that thing. Okay. I would not have seen who to speak to, who to do these things with, you know what I'm saying? Had I not been listening to that thing and done the actions that I took. So he comes to me and he's like, yo, you know what? How about a B&B, right? We do an Airbnb thing, and we spoke about it. And it's like, okay, cool. And I put some money down and I made money from it as well. And now this thing is actually an Airbnb thing, and it's still influencing my life today. Okay. Because of that. And there's guests coming through, and yeah, money. That's a small example, I guess. A larger one, I guess, would be, I remember I was affirming to myself for a period of time. Like again, I was consistent in certain things that I actually gave a fuck about. Like now I'm more consistent with the wealth now, and I'm listening to it in the audios, and that's doing something. But how do I say now? I remember affirming that I'm a billionaire or something like that, right? And I kept on affirming it like personally, like in my mind. And I would do that like throughout the day. And what happened was I came up with these ideas, like these ideas just started coming. And you see, I'm aware of this, right? I'm aware of what's going on in my mind and stuff. And like, I look for causality and I look for cause and effect. Like, what caused this? What caused that? So that I can do more of what works and let go of the stuff that doesn't seem to work and do what does work. Oh my God, yes. So I ended up speaking to this dude who does like programming and stuff. And then I had this genius idea for like a YouTube thing. And I was like, yo, if we do it like this and this, I'm not going to like divulge into like all the details and everything. But I basically explained to him, he's like, dude, that's fucking genius. Oh my God, I'm going to work on it, blah, 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 blah. And he was telling me about it. So I was set down onto that path. Had I been consistent with it, had I cared about it enough to be consistent with it, because clearly I don't care that much about being a billionaire. I care more about being a multimillionaire with other things around. And there's reasons for that, for why. But anyways, that just set me down that path, right? And had I been consistent, I would be more in that self-image, and those things would happen more, just like with the fitness, just like with the seduction. All those opportunities would have opened up more. You know what I'm saying? Just like they did when I did a little bit of the wealth affirmation stuff, like they started opening up because my self-image changed. How much I allowed myself to succeed and how much I allowed myself to see opportunities in everything. Okay. You see, when you have the self-image that life is easy, and you have this worldview that life is easy, what happens? Life becomes easier, okay? Because your brain is going to prove to you that you're right. I think this is NLP. This is neuro-linguistic programming, right? One of the things they're saying there. Whatever you choose to believe, your brain will show you how you are correct, right? We have these biases and stuff. And why not rather have the bias that life is fucking amazing, bro? Okay? Rather than, you're going to be realistic. What is realistic? Realistic is a fucking opinion. Okay, for one person, life is fucking amazing. That's realistic because he's fucking healthy and happy and he's got a lot of things that he wants. Another person, okay, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, which one do you choose? I choose the fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna fuck these bitches in they tight ass little pussy, man, and they're gonna love it. I'm gonna make them orgasm so much. Okay, I choose happiness. Okay, I choose joy. Okay, I choose attraction. I choose being attractive to loads of girls. Okay, yeah. I choose being free. I choose being able to speak my mind unapologetically. Okay. So yeah. So that is affirmations. Okay. The third one, stories. Jason Capital uses this great analogy. Dude, I just did like a 360. He uses a good example, right? An analogy or whatever. And he says, right now, quickly, in like 10 seconds, as I ask you this question, bring up the answer, okay, in like 10 seconds. What were like 7 subjects that you studied in college? Go. Okay, maybe it took you some time. What are 7 subjects you had in school, right? Go. Okay, maybe it took you some time. Now, in like 10 seconds or whatever, if you've watched the show Friends, mention up the characters, right? Mention up the characters that are in the story, okay? Go. That was faster, okay? Mention the characters from this story, from that story, from Lord of the Rings. You all know, like Bilbo Baggins, fucking Frodo, fucking Sam. You know what I'm saying? Harry, like, okay. The point of it is that our brains remember stories better, okay? If you think of stories like, Adam and Eve, right? People like Peter Pan, right? Like in Neverland and shit like that, okay? Whatever stories you watched, you remember them. They're long as fuck. Like, think about how long the stories are, how much data there is in that story, but your brain remembers it, okay? Whereas, if you think of 12 steps to a better life, okay, tell me what are the 12 steps from that book? I don't know. Okay, I don't know how many. I don't know the steps. I can't remember. I read the book 4 times. Still can't remember this. I'm joking. But you get the point. So our mind remembers stories better. Here's how I've used stories to modify my self-image and my worldview. And we do it all the time, just not everybody does it consciously and is aware of what the fuck they're doing. Here we go. When you watch movies, or personally what I've been doing with stories and stuff is this. When I would read lay reports, right, and field reports, for those of you who are aware of seduction and the whole pickup thing, whatever the fuck, you know that a lay report or a field report is basically when you go out and, like, if you, like a girl, let's say a girl likes you or whatever the fuck, like, you guys go and have sex and whatever, you basically write the steps that were taken to get to that area and, like, how the story unfolded. Obviously, the names are kept private and everything, and data's kept private, whatever. But basically, you just write it down so that you can learn from it, okay, get better. So I would, like, go onto, like, a certain forum, Girls Chase, shout out, and I'd be, like, reading these lay reports, these field reports, and these are stories, right? And I'd really steer towards the ones where the guys were just having fun and, like, more of what I would want myself to be. More like that type of vibe, like just being awesome and the girls just fucking love him, it's easy and everything, and like all that stuff. So I'd move more towards that and I'd read it and I'd, like, leave the other ones, fuck that, and I'll just read the success ones. Like Dr. Maxwell Maltz talks about basically filling your mind with success, because what you fill your mind with, you move more towards, okay? So just having that success, okay, and letting go of the other shit and just filling with success, okay? The highlights, as he says. And when I did this, I noticed each day, like, I'm aware of this shit, right? Each day, I read, like, some field report or some story, some lay report that I actually, like, enjoyed and stuff and I was entertained by. I would notice that during that day, or later that day, I would, like, end up going to the store and, like, I'd just be around a lot of girls and I'd be, like, almost experiencing my own version of, like, a lay report or a field report. Not that I'm fucking the girl or whatever the fuck, but it's happening in a similar way, okay? Where the girl's, like, really into me and it's kind of like that kind of a story, like my mind is in that headspace. And I would notice that. A story, for example, would be like this. And yeah, is it metaphysical? Yeah, okay? But there's also some physical to it, okay? Because the meta is, like, above, so then there should be physical below, right? Whatever the fuck. Our logical reasoning. So one day, I went over here to this place next door. And it's like a day hospital. It's like a clinic, basically. And so as I'm going there, I'm going up and there's a line. And so I'm just walking. My self-image is there, right? Chest out, everything. My walk is sexy. I'm wearing red shirt, red shoes, bluish jeans, light blue jeans. And I'm in that headspace, right? So as I go there, there's one, I'm not going to mention any names, but there were 2 girls. The first, I only noticed the one girl, right? So as I'm walking past the line, I walk, like, right to the fucking front, guys. I walk right to the front, and then I basically find out about what's happening. And I'm being my most high status seductive self and everything, right? Just natural, just having fun. And the one girl that's there, she's a girl that I actually know, and we've hung out before. And she's like, oh, Paul, da, da, da. And I was like, wait. And then I mentioned the name. I was like, And I basically guessed the name. I was like, yeah, you look familiar, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, when I first saw you, I thought you were a tourist or whatever the fuck. And she's like laughing and stuff. And this whole seductive thing happens. Not that I'm like trying to do anything. I'm just being as attractive. I'm just shining. Letting my attraction light just shine, okay? And she's mentioning, oh yeah, I'm actually getting birth control pills and blah, 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 blah. But just she's throwing out all these sexual things. Like, yeah. How you gonna tell a guy? Okay, I'm not even gonna rationalize anything because I know that I'm already super fucking attractive. So then she's like, we're talking about fitness and stuff. She's like, oh yeah, and I would run, but I don't have anyone to run with. I don't have anyone to run with. I don't have anyone to go with me. Yeah, basically she was inviting me to run with her. So I'm awesome. So anyways, but things like that, right? And then there was another girl right there just by the side, and I started talking to her, and I had made out with her before, this other girl. And anyway, her and I were talking. So things like this have happened, and I've noticed it numerous times. Like I was by the thing, and I read a report and whatnot, and 2 other girls had invited me. They basically called me over, like over here in Wellington, girls catcall, and they go like, that's like other catcall. Like I think in America they go, or some shit like that. Maybe that's just the 90s movies, I don't know. So anyway, these girls are Okie, Okie, Okie. Okie basically means boy or guy. And if you're attractive, like it's like an affectionate way of saying guy. Like oak is like, sounds like tree. Oak is basically like dude, right? The O, that's like a dude, the guy. But like they say Okie or Boki or stuff like that. And these girls were busy calling me over. And that's just an example, right? And ended up kind of meeting them at the park a bit. So, things like that. With the stories that you're reading more of, and you see it's also about how you see it. How you see the stories and how you see it influencing you is going to be a deciding factor in how it influences you. I'm sitting down now. Stand. If you're reading this believing that it's affecting your self-image, that's going to affect your self-image more because of your beliefs, okay? Because your beliefs influence how your beliefs are influenced, or at least how you're aware of them being influenced. So, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to it. But anyways, those are the 3 ways that you can use to influence your self-image. One thing that Jason Capital did, and he spoke about it, is he would read the biographies of very successful people. He would read Steve Jobs' biography, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, I think Russell Brand as well. And he was talking about how it was affecting his self-image as well. And yeah, it will. You'll start to notice all that stuff, osmosis, the stories, affirmations, all those things influencing your self-image, right? You hear people's life stories, okay? So yeah, guys, I think you've got a pretty decent, a little bit beyond elementary. Yeah, I'd say way beyond elementary. I'd say rather sophisticated, professional, luxury understanding of self-image. A good book to read on self-image would be Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. That's really a magnificent book. I think a lot of people have called it one of the greatest books in self-development or self-improvement. I would personally call it the Bible of self-improvement. Okay, so it's a great one. So yeah, guys, there you go. Trust that you guys fucking loved this video and found it very, very fucking useful. I love you guys. Peace out. Vroom, vroom, vroom.